Hi, I'm Charles Jackson, and my company is Jackson Electric. So this is our lean canvas. Some of the problems that people have now that aren't being addressed would be if someone has an electrical problem or issue that they can't fix in their home themselves. Um, Another problem would be a homeowner or building owner has a project that involves installing lights, plugs, or electrical circuits if they're, adding space or remodeling their kitchen or something like that. Or a general contractor would need an electrician to bid on different projects that they're working on. Some of the solutions to some problems that people would have now is to do it yourself and risk injury or even death. You could live with the problem to avoid spending money, pretty much, or you can call an existing electrical company to come and fix your problem. Some of our company's key measures are going to be the number of contracts that we get completed per quarter and signed, and the number of service jobs we complete. Our value proposition at Jackson Electric is we know that people are, on a tight schedule, or unfortunately some people are affected by natural disasters like fires and earthquakes and things like that. And we know the most important thing to our customers is getting back into a home as soon as possible. So we plan at Jackson Electric to get the jobs done in a timely manner, faster than your conventional electrician, while also having the best prices or most competitive in the industry. The channels that we'll be reaching our customers through will be call, email, websites, or our website and Yelp at first. Maybe use Facebook, we don't know yet. And then our customer segments would be a homeowner, landlord may call us and say they have a plug that is sparking and they need an electrician to check it out. Or possibly a general contractor may email me plans to bid on a job for the electrical. Our cost structure will have free estimates and bids. The distributions will either acquire materials online or through a distribution channel. And we plan on having 2 revenue streams. One would be the service calls, would be the on-service calls. So that's if someone calls and they have a problem, or they have an emergency that they need us to come out and look at. And then the second revenue stream would be contracting. So we would be doing like houses or buildings that require a lot longer time than service calls, which are typically done in a day. So these are our customer interview questions. I'll read a couple of them and explain why we chose them. So how do you deal with electrical issues that pop up around your house now? We asked this question just to give us just feedback on if a customer maybe has an electrical problem that they're living with that they're not getting taken care of because they might not know how. And then we ask, why did you get it done that way? If they've had a problem in the past that they want to check on that, and we just want to see what ways they've done to take care of their problem in the past. And then we ask, have you tried other ways of getting your electrical problems fixed, just to see if there's another way someone did it, just so we could see all of our options out there. And then what company did you choose and why, just so we could get a broad question in to ask the company, so we could see if they're still in the area, if they're still doing business around here, if their license is still good. And then how much do we cost, just to get an idea of how much people are willing to spend, things like that. If they feel like their money was well spent, or they feel like they're ripped off. And then we ask them if they participate in home improvement projects. And we ask this because electrical, a lot of it is home improvement. So that would be adding lights to your home, or adding plugs in your house, or remodeling your bathroom, your kitchen, adding on to your home, or things like that would be home improvements. So we asked them that just to see, are they active in renovating their home or not. And then we asked them, is your home electrical system something you would think about upgrading, because some people's systems are very old. When their house was built in the 40s, 50s, 60s, that's what electrical system they have. And then we asked them a pretty specific question, which would be, is there any part of their home that would be missing a plug or light? So that would just pretty much be asking if they need electrical service. And then number 10 just says, in what way do you go about finding a company? So that just lets us know what stream they use, so or what channel of communication they use. So did they find us? Did they find it on a website? Did they find it on social media? Did they find it in the Yellow Book? Where'd they find them? And then after interviewing my customers, what I found was more people than what I anticipated needed electrical work. I thought there's going to be some people that said, I thought a lot more people were going to say, no, I'm happy with what I have, but that wasn't really the case. All but one person gave me feedback like that, but he just didn't want to really answer questions, but he felt like he needed to answer all of them. And then what I also found was interesting, which isn't really, surprising, is that most people went to the internet to decide which company that will choose them best. So when I asked them in specifics, they said Google, and then Google would list them to their review service, and then sometimes they would go from there to Yelp. But most of the time, people said Google. And then what people mainly said is they're looking for people that are experienced and they have license and they have insurance to work on your home. So if they don't have those things, then people aren't likely to use them. And then most of the people said that they are generally more willing to choose a company with good reviews and that have a longer established history. So, if a company just started last year, they're not going to really go to them because they want to see, if they're going to be a credible company in the future. So any construction company, I would suggest 10 years or more in the industry, unless you know them on a personal level. And then what I also found interesting was 9 out of the 10 people I interviewed said that they would consider upgrading their electrical in the near future. So that is a very good sign, because that tells us that people are willing to call an electrician in the future to fix the needs or upgrade their home's electrical because they feel it's old and outdated and pretty much unsafe. And then this is pretty much one of our targets. We have 2 targets, but our first target is going to be the homeowners in Chico. And this is pretty current, but we pretty much narrowed it down to there's 35,872 households in Chico, and 44.4% are owner-occupied. So that gives us about 15,783 owner-occupied homes. So potential homeowners are more likely than renters to, invest in their home because it's actually theirs. So then we would plan to hit pretty much 2% of that market in 5 years, which would be 316 customers in 5 years and 63 customers per year in the first 5 years, which I think is being pretty courteous, or that's being pretty conservative, considering there's a lot of people that either have emergency service calls or emergency service work, so we're just looking out. And then our second target market would be the homes burned in the campfire. And this table pretty much shows all the structures that burned down, and there's 19,333 total structures that burned down, but we wouldn't be rebuilding every single structure, and we would want to more narrow it down to single family residential homes. just because they're generally more focused on what we work on. So there's 10,344 single-family residential homes that have burned down, and if we were to hit 5% of that market in the first 5 years, would be 517 homes in the first 5 years, which would be approximately 103 homes per year. And that's a pretty good number. I mean, if we were able to hit that much of the market, then we would be making pretty good money. And then that's all we have so far, so thank you.